and let's talk Chelsea. It's crazy that there might be more incomings, but they seemingly are linked with Jadon Sancho, who seems to prefer to go there versus anywhere else. Could you actually see Chelsea getting another attacker, another winger? I mean, this would be winger signing number 10 billion in the next 12 months.
Yeah, I'd never rule anything out with Chelsea. There's so hard to predict in the transfer market. The only thing you probably can predict is they'll do something unpredictable, which they normally do. But yeah, the need for a wide man, you don't think it would be a necessity for Chelsea as they're so well stocked in those wide positions. But if a player of the calibre of Jadon Sancho becomes available in the market, it shouldn't surprise us that Chelsea are in there, or other top clubs as well. Juventus are obviously working hard to try and agree a loan deal for Sancho, but maybe Manchester United would prefer a permanent deal, and if Chelsea are willing to offer that, there could be a real possibility that this could happen, and potentially Raheem Sterling going in the opposite way, having been bombed out of it at Chelsea right now and being totally isolated from the first team, and obviously Enzo Maresca saying he will not play any minutes for him this season as well. So maybe it's a deal that can be done between both clubs, where two unhappy players move on to new clubs for fresh challenges as well, and maybe then they get two deals that suits all parties. But these types of swap deals are very rare in Premier League football. You don't see too many of them, so it looks a difficult deal to do, but I'm sure Chelsea, if they do have that opportunity to sign Sancho, it's definitely something they would seriously consider, and I'm sure they're working on.
It does bring back a little bit of the Alexis Sanchez, Henrik Mkhitaryan swap deal type of vibe.
You know how that worked out.
Nobody really won that one, but it does feel like a very similar situation. As crazy as it sounds, the Osimhen deal is still kind of up in the air, but Ivan Toney, who also was pretty heavily linked with already kind of finalizing a deal to Saudi, seems to be one that Chelsea are going back in for. Can you see either of these strikers really being signed? Because, I mean, it seemed like both of them were already on their way to Saudi.
Yeah, there's a domino effect, I think, around this one. It's been a saga, the Osimhen future, probably since last summer. We had this as well with Osimhen potentially leaving Napoli, but he ended up staying. The Saudi Arabia interest is real in him. They are very keen to lure the Nigerian to the Saudi Pro League, but the player himself is not overly keen to make that move just yet. He wants to remain in Europe. Chelsea are long-term admirers of Osimhen. They would love to sign him, but it's all going to come down to finances. The player is on a huge personal package, and he wants to keep those wages at Chelsea, which obviously Chelsea aren't willing to do. So there's a lot of hurdles for this deal to happen. I think Chelsea would love to sign Osimhen. I think Osimhen would be interested in Chelsea, but only if the deal is right. So I think that's the number one target for Chelsea, is to maybe do that deal for Osimhen, but they've got Ivan Toney as a backup, and for Toney, he's got an offer on the table from Saudi Arabia ready to go. But again, I think his probably preference will be to remain in the Premier League, and if Chelsea do follow up that interest, I'm sure it's something that he would like to pursue. So there's so many plates being spun here, I think, by Chelsea right now. I think if an Osimhen deal's there to be done, they'll probably do that, and then that would end up seeing Ivan Toney make the move to Saudi Arabia. But if Osimhen goes to Saudi Arabia, maybe we might see Ivan Toney up at Stamford Bridge. So anyone's guess what's going to happen here. It's, no doubt it will be drama filled, and it's going to go right down to the wire on the transfer deadline day.